The video begins with upbeat music and MrBeast's trademark energy. Jimmy Donaldson, better known as MrBeast, addresses his millions of viewers from a stunning tropical island. Behind him, a gleaming sign reads, $1,000 survival challenge. We've rented this entire island, brought together 100 people, and here's the deal, he says, grinning. Whoever can outlast the competition takes home $1 million. This is the biggest challenge we've ever done, and trust me, it's going to be wild. The video cuts to clips of excited contestants arriving on the island. The crowd is diverse, young, old, professionals, students, and even a few influencers. A single mother named Carla nervously clutches her bag, whispering into the camera, "This could change my life. I need this." The tone is light and playful, with quick interviews showing contestants hyped up. One participant, Logan, a former college football star, flexes and laughs, "I've got this in the bag." Another, Robert, a high school teacher, states, "If I win, this money goes straight to building a new school library." Everyone is smiling. The stage is set for an entertaining, feel-good competition. The first day. The contestants are dropped off in teams, each assigned to build their shelters from limited supplies. MrBeast, hovering in a helicopter, narrates the event with his signature humor. Remember, folks, no shelter, no sleep, and trust me, you'll need your energy for tomorrow's challenge. The initial camaraderie among contestants is heartwarming. Carla's team rallies together to build the sturdiest hut, while Logan's team treats the task as a competition, building a shelter that could rival luxury glamping. Spirits are high as the sun sets, with campfires and laughter echoing across the island. But as the night wears on, reality sets in. The island's humidity becomes oppressive, and bugs swarm relentlessly. A heavy rainstorm pounds the shelters, leaving many soaked and miserable. Carla huddles in her makeshift tent, whispering, "This is harder than I thought." Morning brings the first challenge. Contestants must retrieve puzzle pieces scattered across the island while carrying heavy weights. The task is grueling under the blazing sun. The excitement of the opening day has faded, replaced by determination and strain. Carla pushes herself beyond her limits, falling behind her team but refusing to quit. Logan takes charge, barking orders and showing off his athletic edge, but some teammates resent his aggressive approach. Robert helps struggling teammates, gaining respect but losing precious time. The energy shifts as contestants realize this isn't a game, it's a fight for survival. Cracks begin to show. By the evening, exhaustion sets in. Contestants who failed the challenge are relegated to the outskirts camp, where resources are scarcer. Tensions rise between contestants who accuse each other of not pulling their weight. A subtle but eerie undertone creeps in. The cameras catch candid moments. Carla crying alone, saying, "If I don't win this, I don't know how I'll pay rent next month." Logan pacing by the campfire, muttering, "I didn't come here to lose." A contestant named Evelyn murmurs to another, "I feel like we're being pushed too hard." In a production tent, MrBeast and his team review footage. The mood is celebratory. High-energy moments and emotional breakdowns are gold for the edit. But a crew member hesitates. "Jimmy, some of these people are really struggling. Maybe we ease up on the next challenge?" MrBeast shakes his head, trying to keep his focus. The stakes are what make this real. People love the rawness. We're not here to babysit. We're here to inspire. However, a flicker of doubt crosses his face as he sees footage of Carla collapsing during the challenge. "We'll monitor them closer," he says quietly. "Make sure no one's really in trouble." As the second night falls, rain returns, and the island grows darker. Thunder rumbles ominously as the camera zooms in on Logan staring into the fire, his face tense. Carla whispers into the lens, "I don't think I can keep doing this." Then, a commotion erupts from the outskirts camp. Shouts echo through the trees as a contestant stumbles into the main camp, clutching their chest. A production medic rushes in. The camera cuts abruptly, leaving the audience in suspense. Text appears on the screen. What happened next shocked everyone. The video picks up with chaos in the outskirts camp. A contestant, Evelyn, is lying on the ground, gasping for breath as the medics surround her. The rain pours down, adding to the tension. Other contestants huddle nearby, some crying, others shouting at the production crew for not stepping in sooner. "We told you this was too much," A contestant yells at a nearby cameraman. She needs to go to a hospital. The camera cuts to MrBeast rushing to the scene, visibly distressed. Is she okay? He asks the medics, his usual confidence shaken. The medic gives a quick response. Heat exhaustion and dehydration. We need to evac her immediately. Evelyn is airlifted off the island. The contestants are left shaken, murmuring among themselves. Carla sits under a tarp, staring blankly. This is getting dangerous, she whispers to the camera. The next morning, MrBeast gathers everyone to address the situation. His usual upbeat demeanor is subdued. What happened last night was serious, he says. Evelyn is stable and receiving care. If anyone feels they can't continue, we'll arrange for you to leave. No judgment. A few contestants look tempted, but none speak up. The allure of the $1 million prize keeps them in the game. The day's challenge is announced, a treacherous race through the jungle to collect supplies for their camps. The conditions are grueling, muddy paths, swarming insects, and the relentless heat. The pace is fast, and MrBeast's narration tries to keep it light, but the tension among contestants is palpable. Logan dominates the race, his competitive edge pushing him to dangerous limits. At one point, he shoves another contestant aside to get ahead, drawing boos from his team. Carla struggles to keep up, falling repeatedly, but refusing to give up. Her determination earns quiet respect from others. Robert, the teacher, sacrifices his position to help another contestant who twists their ankle, but his selflessness puts him in the last place. As the challenge ends, Logan gloats while others glare at him. Carla, covered in mud and visibly exhausted, mutters, "This isn't just a competition anymore, it's survival." That night, the mood in the camp shifts again. Small alliances start forming, and contestants whisper conspiratorially about who they want to see eliminated. Logan becomes the center of heated discussions. His aggressive tactics are alienating others, but his physical strength makes him a threat no one wants to face in the final rounds. Carla is approached by Robert and a few others. "We need to watch each other's backs," Robert says. "Logan's playing dirty, and I don't trust him." Meanwhile, Logan is seen pacing the camp, muttering about how weak the other contestants are. In a confessional moment, he tells the camera, "I didn't come here to make friends. If they can't handle the heat, that's on them." The tension culminates in an altercation when Logan snaps at Carla for being too slow in the challenge. "You're holding everyone back," he shouts. Carla fires back, her voice trembling with anger. "Not everyone has your privilege, Logan. Some of us are fighting for more than just bragging rights." Their shouting match draws everyone's attention, and the camp falls into an uneasy silence. The production crew is divided. Some push for more dramatic moments, seeing the rising tension as gold for the edit. Others, including MrBeast, grow increasingly uneasy. "This is supposed to be fun," he tells his team in a rare moment of frustration. "We're not here to break people." One crew member suggests scaling back the challenges, but another argues, "The stakes are what make it exciting. You said it yourself. People love the rawness." Reluctantly, MrBeast agrees to continue as planned, but insists on increasing safety measures. "No more incidents," he warns. As the contestants prepare for bed, Carla notices something strange in her shelter. A note scrawled on a scrap of paper. "You don't belong here. Leave before it's too late." Shaken, she shows Robert and a few others, who share her unease. "Who would do this?" Carla asks, her voice trembling. No one has an answer, but suspicions begin to swirl. Some blame Logan, pointing to his aggressive behavior, while others whisper about hidden motives among the quieter contestants. The next morning, Carla confronts Logan, accusing him of leaving the note. Logan denies it angrily. "Why would I waste my time on you?" he snaps. The confrontation escalates until Robert steps in to defuse the situation. During the next challenge, a grueling endurance test in the ocean, another contestant collapses. This time, it's Robert. He had been pushing himself to help his team, but suddenly clutches his chest and falls into the water. Medics rush in as panic spreads among the contestants. The screen fades to black as text appears. What happened next will change the course of the challenge, and the contestants forever. The scene opens with Robert being airlifted from the island, his condition critical but stable. The contestants watch silently, their faces a mix of shock and guilt. Carla, who had grown closest to Robert, sits apart, visibly shaken. The once lighthearted competition now feels oppressive, the $1 million prize overshadowed by the escalating toll. MrBeast addresses the remaining contestants. His usual upbeat tone is gone, replaced by somber sincerity. "This was supposed to be a challenge, not a nightmare," he says. "Robert's condition is serious, and I'm reevaluating everything about this competition. If any of you want to leave, say the word, and you'll be escorted home." A few contestants consider it, but ultimately stay, their resolve fueled by desperation or pride. Logan scoffs at the offer. "We're this far in. Quitting now would be pathetic." Behind the scenes, MrBeast's production team is scrambling. The note found in Carla's shelter is now under investigation, and tensions among the contestants are being closely monitored. MrBeast reviews footage with his team, looking for clues. A cameraman points out subtle moments of sabotage, Logan kicking Carla's supplies during the jungle race, whispers exchanged between contestants during the night, and lingering, unreadable looks from quieter participants. The note's handwriting doesn't match Logan's, raising suspicions about other contestants or even someone within the crew. MrBeast is torn. If we pull the plug now, it'll be chaos, but if we don't, this could get worse. Back at camp, the contestants are divided into two factions: those who believe Logan is behind the growing hostility, and those who think Carla is exaggerating to gain sympathy. Logan leans into his role as the villain, taunting Carla and others at every opportunity. During a tense dinner, Carla finally snaps. "You think this is a joke, Logan? People are getting hurt." Logan smirks. "If you can't handle the heat, maybe you shouldn't be here." Before Carla can respond, another contestant, Tara, interjects. "Maybe it's not just Logan. Maybe we're all losing it." Her words hang in the air, a chilling reminder of the psychological strain everyone is under. The next day's challenge, a high-stakes puzzle involving dangerous terrain, pushes the contestants further. Midway through, Tara freezes at the edge of a cliff, paralyzed by fear. Logan shouts at her to move, while Carla tries to calm her down. Suddenly, Tara slips and is caught just in time by Carla. The near miss rattles everyone. Back at camp, Tara breaks down, confessing she found a similar threatening note in her belongings, but was too afraid to say anything. The revelation deepens the paranoia. MrBeast calls an emergency meeting. "This has gone beyond a game," he says, addressing the contestants. "I need to know. Who's responsible for these notes? Who's trying to sabotage this competition?" The group descends into accusations, with Logan bearing the brunt. "I'm not the one sneaking around leaving notes," he shouts. "If I wanted you out, I'd say it to your face." MrBeast steps in. "Enough. We'll be reviewing every piece of footage. If we find proof of sabotage, you'll be disqualified and held accountable." That night, Carla hears footsteps outside her shelter. She steps out cautiously, only to see a shadow dart into the jungle. She follows, adrenaline pumping, and stumbles upon a hidden camera rig, one she hadn't noticed before. As she inspects it, she finds a crumpled note tucked nearby. "This will never end until you leave." Carla runs back to camp and shows the others, sparking chaos. MrBeast and the crew rush in, but before they can intervene, the sky erupts with lightning. A storm rolls in, forcing everyone to take shelter. As the storm rages, tensions explode inside the main tent. Accusations fly, and Logan gets into a physical altercation with another contestant, shoving them to the ground. MrBeast steps in, shouting, "Enough! If this doesn't stop, we're shutting it all down." The screen fades to black as the storm intensifies, leaving viewers wondering if the competition and the contestants will survive the night. The storm passes, leaving the camp in disarray. Shelters are damaged, supplies are scattered, and morale is at an all-time low. Carla, still clutching the crumpled note she found, sits apart from the group, her face etched with exhaustion and fear. MrBeast gathers everyone at the central fire pit. His demeanor is grim, the usual excitement in his voice completely gone. "We're down to the wire," he announces. "But if this continues, I'll have no choice but to end the competition. This is your last chance to prove this is about more than the money." The final challenge is announced. A grueling endurance trial requiring contestants to navigate a dense jungle maze and retrieve tokens from various checkpoints. Each token is vital for progressing to the final stage. The challenge is designed to test not just physical ability, but mental resilience. As the contestants enter the jungle, the atmosphere is thick with tension. Every rustle of leaves, every snap of a branch feels ominous. Carla teams up with Tara, temporarily for safety, while Logan forges ahead alone, his arrogance pushing him to take unnecessary risks. Halfway through the maze, Logan trips a hidden wire, setting off a trap that rains sand and debris on him. He emerges coughing and furious, convinced someone planted it to target him. "This isn't a game anymore!" he screams into the jungle, his voice echoing. Carla and Tara stumble upon a makeshift camp, hidden deep within the jungle. Inside, they find scattered notes written in different handwriting styles, a camera feed setup, and maps detailing their every movement since the competition began. They realize someone has been orchestrating the chaos. As they dig through the evidence, Logan bursts into the camp, enraged. "I knew it!" he shouts. "You two have been behind this all along." Before Carla can explain, Logan grabs one of the maps, his eyes narrowing. "This isn't just random sabotage. Someone planned this." The three hear a twig snap outside and freeze. A figure emerges from the shadows. It's a cameraman from the production crew. "You weren't supposed to find this," he says, his voice calm but menacing. The cameraman confesses that he was hired by an outside party to sow discord among the contestants and undermine the competition. "Do you really think $1 million comes without strings attached?" he sneers. "This was never about the money. It was about the spectacle." Logan, furious, lunges at the cameraman, but he escapes into the jungle, leaving the three contestants in shock. Carla grabs a camera feed device, determined to expose the truth. "We need to finish the challenge and get this to MrBeast," she says. As the trio rushes toward the final checkpoint, they're pursued by the rogue cameraman, who is now desperate to retrieve the evidence. The jungle becomes a gauntlet of traps and obstacles, some natural and others clearly set by the saboteur. Logan, despite his earlier bravado, begins to show cracks in his tough exterior. He reluctantly works with Carla and Tara, his survival instincts overriding his ego. At one point, Tara is injured by a falling branch. Logan, surprisingly, helps her to her feet, showing a glimmer of humanity. Carla uses her wit to outmaneuver the traps, relying on her growing resilience and quick thinking. Back at the main camp, MrBeast reviews the evidence Carla retrieved. His face hardens as he realizes the extent of the sabotage. "This was supposed to be about pushing limits, not breaking people," he says, his voice heavy with regret. The rogue cameraman is taken into custody, and MrBeast addresses the remaining contestants. "You've endured more than anyone should. This competition is over, but you've proven something far more valuable than winning: resilience." The $1 million prize is split among the remaining contestants as a gesture of acknowledgement for their ordeal. Logan, surprisingly humbled, declines his share, saying, "I didn't come here to be a part of this nightmare." As the contestants leave the island, Carla looks back one last time, the weight of the experience settling over her. Tara puts a hand on her shoulder. "We made it," she says simply. MrBeast, standing on the shore, watches the contestants depart. His usual exuberance is replaced with quiet resolve. "Never again," he mutters to himself. The camera pans out, showing the island as the credits roll, leaving viewers with lingering questions about the true cost of spectacle and the length some will go for entertainment.